everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell, and that way you get notifications each time I post. Let's just jump right into the video. So I've been getting like questions on like Facebook, Instagram about like how I was able to like gain weight, because you know, with the images I'll be showing you guys on the screen, I was very skinny, but you couldn't tell me nothing, okay? Please excuse my voice, I am coming down with something. So I was skinny. I was a good 115 to 120 pounds. Mind you, I'm 5'7". I've been 5'7" for the past like 12, 15 years. So I stopped growing when I was in like high school, sometime in like 11th grade. I started off at like maybe 5'5", and then I hit 5'7", and I just stopped there. So I'm 5'7", and I'm 115, 120 pounds. So that itself already makes me look lanky, right? So I used to get bullied for my size. I was flat chested, I didn't have no butt. You know, back then, you know, people always wanted to make fun of you because you don't have none of that stuff. You know, a lot of the women back then that I grew up with in high school, or went to school with, like middle school and high school, they were already fully developed. I didn't get into my womanhood really until I hit my 30s. But I would say it started, my body started changing when I hit 25, 26. You know, a lot of women would get on like birth control, or they'll start eating starch, all these things to gain weight, but I couldn't gain weight. You know, I was an active person. I ran track. I used to always be outside playing. You know, we were the last generation to actually go outside and play, unlike the new generation.
And
Anyway, so I used to always be outside and play. I used to walk miles after miles to get to like certain friends' house and stuff. So I was always active, so I kept my slim figure. But again, you couldn't tell me nothing. Why? Because I felt like I was a little curvier for a skinny girl. And as you can see on the screen, I'll post different pictures throughout my conversation I'm having with you guys, but I was skinny. People didn't like what they see, but I liked what I see, right? So I did go through my little insecure stage because I didn't have boobs, I didn't have a butt, but I had abs. Even though I didn't work for them, you know, but I had abs. So I would say about a good 24, 25, you would catch me at home doing like crunches, squats, although my form was probably horrible back then. And then I was always like running, doing more cardio stuff to kind of keep that slim figure. It wasn't until like I was 18, 19 when I discovered modeling. But I didn't think, at that point, you can kind of say I was a bit insecure or just like not sure of myself. I didn't think I was up there enough to try to model. Yeah, I was skinny and tall, but not tall enough. So, you know, I got a good amount of people to like tell me that I should model, and I started doing photo shoots, building my portfolio, and going to different castings. You know, you get to a point where you're doing all these photo shoots, but you're being told no, 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 because you're not tall enough, you're not skinny enough for what you want to do. I personally wanted to do runway. You literally gotta be 5'10", 115 pounds or less, really. But it is what it is. I'm 31 years old, so that ship has sailed anyway, and it didn't take me long to realize that that's not the field I want to be in. So I met my husband in 2013, right? Yeah, 2013 I met him, and he met me slim. In his mind, he would tell you that he seen my potential of growth. I didn't. I just thought that I was gonna be skinny for the rest of my life because my dad's skinny. So it wasn't until I would say 2016 I started going to the gym, but I was a little bit intimidated in 2016 because like you got people going to the gym, they know what they're doing. So I'm like, okay, well, I had my husband train me outdoors. So I was intimidated going into the gym. So he trained me outside of our apartment. He's a personal trainer. So it wasn't until that following year, I was just like, why am I intimidated? Let me take my ass to the gym. So I started writing down, I started going on Pinterest, writing down all the workouts I want to do. And then he would double check it. He'll give me a program too. So I started going to the gym and I started doing those workouts. So it all started with body weight. And then slowly but surely, you're going to the gym consistently. You're eating. At that point in time, you're eating a lot more, which is one of the tips I'm about to give you. So I started eating a lot more calories. And then I started seeing the growth. He started seeing the growth. He started saying, babe, your butt getting big. And I'm like, stop playing. You're just saying that, you know, to hype me up. But in reality, he's looking like, nah, babe, like you getting a little thick, you know? So when you start seeing results and you start hearing it and people start complimenting you about like what you're working hard, you go even harder. As I'm lifting weight, I'm eating more calories. So number one tip is eating more calories to gaining weight, right? So again, it's like a stimulant. The more you lift, the more hungry you get. So the more you want to eat. To be able to gain weight in the right places, you know, that's like you're building muscle, and you want to build weight and muscle in the right places. So, okay, I don't know what that was. I started eating a lot more protein. So I would say, I can't really say how many grams of protein I was eating. I was probably eating no more than 100 at the time as I started putting on weight, 100 grams a day. It started to increase because at that time, it went 2017, 2018. I believe that's when my husband had his first show. In order for him to stay consistent and be disciplined, I had to kind of like prep with him, but I wasn't doing a show. So my protein intake went from like 100 to like 120, and I really started seeing like I'll show you guys the pictures on the screen like with each year. And then so the one thing I've learned with protein is that it's filling. So I had to moderate, like to really like spread it out. Like in the mornings, whenever he made breakfast, he's a breakfast person. He usually always makes some breakfast. I'll make lunch and dinner, but he'll have my breakfast ready, and it'll have a good amount of protein on there. And then for lunch, I'll have a good amount of protein. And then for dinner, I'll kind of double that protein. And then of course, I'll have shakes throughout the day. So I started from like 100, and I was increasing protein. And then I started seeing like a huge difference. There was one time I put on a dress and it did not fit. I was just like, girl, what is going on? I never knew that I can get to the size I am now. Not only did I put on weight, it's like I went through a whole nother, like, what's the word for it? I don't know, growth. I forget the word for it, where you go through, I'll get back to it. But it's like I went through a whole nother transition. So like you go through it when you're in your adolescence, and then you go through it in your young adulthood, and then once you get to like your 30s, it's like a whole nother transformation. But my boobs came in like late 20s, so I would say 25, 26. I started seeing like these girls grow, and I'm like, where y'all come from? Because like my family is not big breasted people at all. You know, my older sister has breasts, you know, she's a thick girl, so she had breasts, but I'm a slender girl. The second oldest, she doesn't have any at all. So my mom doesn't have any, my grandma doesn't have any. So it was just kind of weird that I ended up with these girls. I'm like, who is this? And then my butt came in, and then like I still had the slim waist, so it was just like, and then my face filled in. Like everyone kept complimenting me and telling me like, oh, I love this size on you. Even now, I still can't kind of get used to it. I love how I look in clothing and stuff, but I still love that slim, contoured look when you're like skinnier. My face was a lot slimmer, so like, of course, my face looked a lot fuller now, like healthier, like what people would say, but I truly loved how I looked when I was skinnier, if that makes sense. I don't know. So a lot of people be like, no, you look a lot healthier now, but I was healthy back then. I was actually average. I was 5'7", between 115 and 120 pounds. My BMI was actually normal. You know, there was no underweight, there was no alarm for anorexia. It was none of that. People just wanted, like in the Black community, they just want you to be more curvaceous. But I wasn't back then. I was just like, I'm not here for you. Anyway, okay, so I gave you the first tip, eating more calories. The second tip was intaking a lot more protein. And again, it goes back to lifting weights. You can't want a fat ass if you're doing cardio all the time. So again, I went from doing body weight exercises to now I'm lifting about 160, 170 pounds of squats. I'm hip thrusting almost 200 pounds. I'm doing bicep curls, tricep push downs. I'm doing all of that, and you just start to see it's like when in Twilight, when Bella started to just like gain her, you know, I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, but that's what it was. And I look at my husband, I'm like, you was right. You really had high like hopes. You just knew it was coming. It's kind of like he would tell me, it's like, yeah, when you see somebody, you don't want to get no, he would say, you don't want to get no thick girl. One that you see in the next 10, 15 years, you see where it's gonna probably end up. But not everybody's like that. But I guess with me, because I did love to eat, he was just like, she got potential. Yeah, that's the word. She got potential. And that's where it. So now it's like every year it's a change, you know? It's like more and more of attractiveness to me. So lifting weights The fourth one, my fourth tip is sleeping. I can honestly tell you right now, I have not gotten any sleep because I've been cramping and I'm coming down with something, so it becomes uncomfortable to sleep. And plus school started, it's a whole mess. But you wanna try to get at least 7 hours of sleep, at least, in order for you to gain muscle. And again, I don't want to just say muscle, but you want to gain weight, because a lot of women, you know, a lot of women are so scared to hear that word muscle because they feel that they're gonna get all this cockiness. I'm like, no. If you can see these pictures and see that I am nowhere near this cock diesel looking male figure or whatever, you would know lifting weights is amazing for you, especially for us women as we age. Osteoporosis, osteoarthritis is we are the leading creatures with those diseases. So lifting weights help reduce that. Lift weights, okay? Whether you're going to whether it's Peloton or it's cardio or whatever, but you can still do you can kind of lift weights in that. But invest in some dumbbells, invest in some kettlebells, and lift weights. Do not be afraid of it. You're not gonna turn into this Arnold Schwarzenegger looking guy, okay? You're going to look amazing. So yes, sleeping is another one. If you sleep, that helps with muscle growth. That helps with weight gain. That helps with everything, okay? It helps with anxiety, helps with everything. Sleeping is essential anyway. So definitely get at least 7 hours of sleep. I try to get, sometimes lately I've been getting at least 5 to 6, which is bad, but we're gonna work on that. And my fifth tip is eating at least 3 times a day, okay? You got the calories, you got the protein, but if you eat at least 3 times a day, morning, lunch, dinner with snacks in between, believe me, it works wonders. Those are my 5 tips and how I was able to gain weight. But the main thing was lifting. Definitely lifting. You can eat 3 times a day. Like I was eating before, I'm Haitian, so you know them meals heavy. So you eat 3 to 5 times a day and you won't gain weight. You know, especially if you're not sleeping, you're not active, you're not doing all the essentials that's needed in order for you to actually gain healthy weight. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, what works for me may not work for you, but definitely do your research, try it out. You know, give yourself at least, I would say, 6 weeks and see what happens within 6 weeks. Also, patience is key, okay? It does not happen overnight. Yeah, I heard the year I told you guys. I didn't start working out until I was 25, 26. I didn't start seeing results until I hit about 28, 29. Okay, I am now 31. Now I'm at a, y'all see the girls? Let me show you. I am now at a good weight where I feel like I am comfortable. The only thing I'm working on now is cutting my fat right now. I bought a juicer, so I'm probably gonna go on a 72-hour juice cleanse so I could lose maybe 5 pounds. But my comfortable, right now I weigh 154. I'm still at 154. But my comfortable weight where you can kind of see abs, no love handles, is 145. So I think that's where I'm gonna try to get down to, which shouldn't be nothing. But as you get older, trying to knock weight down is hard, especially when you have an unhealthy gut, which is the reason why I'm gonna do the 72-hour cleanse. And I'll actually post a video and have you guys go along with me and how I make my juices and stuff like that and what type of juicer I do have. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Give this video a thumbs up and I'll catch you guys in my next video.